Hello and welcome to another session in English language. And today our focus is on structure, and under that we're going to look at making non-count nouns, or what you call uncountable nouns, countable nouns. Okay, then we'll look also into commonly misspelled words, and we are going to then consider the last aspect, which is writing a semi-formal letter. But before all of that, let us review our previous lesson. Welcome back. And like I said, today we are going to deal with an important aspect of structure, which is making uncountable nouns or non-count nouns countable. Okay, how do we change non-count nouns into count nouns, or how do we change uncountable nouns to make them countable? And simply we do that introducing what we call quantifiers or paritives. So let's begin the lesson. So I want you to follow closely. Okay, so like we know, non-count nouns or countable nouns are nouns that can be quantified. You can't itemize them. Okay, so non-count nouns can't take numbers. Okay, since you can't itemize them, they can't take numbers. And when we say numbers in English, we mean singular and plural forms. Okay, we mean singular and plural forms. For instance, a count noun girl can take a plural from girls. Box, boxes. Man, men, not mans. Ox, oxen. Okay, so those are count nouns. You can itemize them. They can take numbers. That is, they can be singular and they can also be plural. But non-count nouns or countable nouns can't be itemized. That is, they can only have singular forms. For instance, we have rice, we have sand, we have sugar, we have water, we have soup, we have, advice, furniture, equipment, alright, blood, knowledge, etc. Okay? However, non-count nouns or uncountable nouns can be made countable. Number one, I said you must introduce what we call paritives. What is a paritive? A paritive is a word or phrase that indicates that the quantity of something, or it indicates that something is a part of a whole. For instance, a piece of meat. So this is a part of a whole. Okay, a chunk of meat, a bottle of wine. So we could have a crate of wine, we could have a cube of sugar or a pack of sugar. Alright, then we could have a plate of soup, which is a part of a whole pot of soup. We could have a tin of milk or a cup of milk, or a jar of milk. We could have a cup of water. We could have a pint of blood. We could have a loaf of bread. We could have a bar of chocolate. And we could have a piece of furniture. Okay, so we could use paritives to make uncountable nouns countable. We can also use quantifiers. Now, quantifiers they behave like paritives. Okay, they are used to indicate amount or quantity. So quantifiers are like paritives that indicate amount or quantity. So let's take, for instance, step out for some fresh air. We know that air is a non-count noun, but the quantifier some has made it what a count noun. We have, do you bring any luggage to the hotel? Luggage is a non-count noun. Any, okay, is the quantifier. Then we have add a little flour to the dough. A little is the quantifier. while flower is the non-count noun. Okay, so let's move on to what you call pluralization. So how do we pluralize or form the plurals of non-count nouns? Okay, we do that by focusing on the parative. We focus on the parative, cups of water, not cup of waters, is cups of water. Okay, you have tins of milk. Okay, so it's the parative that receives the plural. We could have chunks of meat. Okay, and the examples are inexhaustive. Alright, so let's move on to another aspect of English, and that is words that are commonly misspelled. So the wrong spellings are to the left, while the correct spellings are to the right. Now, when some persons are spelling millennium, they spell M-I-L-L-N-E-I-U-M. M-I-L-L-E-N-I-U-M. But millennium is double-L-double-N, not double-L single N. So it's millennium. We have deliberate. Alright? Some people spell without the E, but this is the correct spelling of what? Deliberate. Some people spell privilege this way. Please, this is the correct spelling of privilege. Then we have curiosity. Okay? Please, this is the correct spelling of curiosity. So, but please, when you're spelling curious, it is with the O-U-S. When you're spelling curiosity, the U is not included. Then necessary. Some people use a double C. Please, necessary is single C, double S. Okay. Then we move over to occurrence. Occurrence is double C, double R. Okay, double C, double R, not double C, single R. Then we have beginning. Beginning is double N. Begin and N-I-N-G. Okay, so it's double N. Then argument. In the word argue, the verb argue, you could have this, but when you are adding a suffix to it, the E disappears. So it becomes what? Argument. Then we have truly, also the E disappears. Okay, we have occasion. Occasion is double C, single S. Then receive is R-E-C-E-I-V-E. This is the correct spelling of receive and not this. But the word deceive, please. Or let's say the word believe. Let me use the word believe. Please believe. Okay, but in the case of receive, it's different. Alright? Then we have possession. Possession is double S. Okay, double S twice. Okay, possess. Then we have dissatisfaction, double S. Dining, single N. Government, not government, government. Then we have supplementary, questionnaire, billionaire. So practice would help you improve your efficiency and also your vocabulary spellings. Okay, so let's move on to another important aspect of English, and that is writing. Essay writing. And under that, we are focusing on letter writing. Okay, and remember the three types of what? Letters. We have the formal letter, the semi-formal letter, and the informal letter. Now, in the case of the semi-formal letter, which we are considering today, we are writing to a distant adult relative or an adult family friend. Okay, so this person, we have some level of relationship, but it's not as cordial as that of an informal relationship, or which writes or address an informal letter to. So it has a whole lot of, similarities with the informal letter. However, it also differs from the informal letter. So let's look at the features of a semi-formal letter. Like you always know, we would have the address of the writer. And please, in a semi-formal letter, only one address is required. Okay? Then we have what we call the salutation. Now, under the salutation, we have dear uncle. Remember, you should put your uncle's name. Uncle Wale, Auntie Biola. Do you understand? I believe you do. Then in the first paragraph, or what you call the introductory paragraph, you deal with what you call exchange of pleasantries and states the reason for writing your letter. Okay? I believe that is understood. Then we move on to the next, and that is paragraph 2 and 3, which is the body of the letter. You discuss your points here. Okay? And under this body of the letter, the focus of the letter should be captured. Okay? Are you seeking advice from your distant uncle? Are you asking for a favor? Are you showing appreciation for help that was rendered to you in past? Okay, so all of that. So the purpose of writing is captured in the body of the letter, which is paragraph 2, 3, and 4. While the concluding paragraph, remember the body of the letter needs a minimum of 3 paragraphs. Okay, so then the concluding paragraph, okay, you send your greetings, okay, here. Then we have the subscript, okay. Remember, it's a letter, so we always have what? A subscript. So it has the same subscript or complementary clause as the informal letter. Yours sincerely. And please, no signature is required here, just your first name. Okay, so please, another important thing is that the tone of your letter, alright, should express respect. Okay, it should express respect. Okay, so that is very important. Then also, you should be clear on your words. You should be clear on your choice of words. Okay, please, it's required that you use clear sentences and avoid, or at least minimize, your use of slangs in a semi-formal letter. Minimize your use of slangs. Okay, so with this, we've come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much for joining. To refresh your memory and recall all that was taught in this class, I would encourage you take the test that would appear on your screen.